am Mecha42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and this is a special request sort of review. So this comes from Patreon, and you guys are seeing this on YouTube after it's been posted on Patreon. So special request from Daniel Bollinger. I hope I'm saying your name right. Sorry, it's been a few days. I really wanted to get to this, but there's been a lot of stuff going on, which you guys are probably aware of. Some of it kind of has to do with Star Trek Continues or fan films. I am so honored to get to review this, and I would really love to do the entire series. We're going to start at the end, which is kind of the beginning of the motion picture era. Oh my god, I don't know how else to describe this other than this is exactly what Star Trek is. This is exactly what Star Trek should be. From every shot, every lighting angle, or every lighting, shot, every camera angle, every costume, detail, prop, the spirit of this is Star Trek. And man, I forgot how good this was. I had seen this before. I went back and rewatched this last night, so it's fresh in my memory. I want to give you guys some examples here. So this episode, how do I get into this? So this will be full spoilers from this point on. The whole series, I kind of have to give you a bit of a series recap. So this is basically like a 4th season of Star Trek. It ties in a lot of the little loose ends, a lot of little continuity things, a lot of little things like Kirk saying, in the very beginning episode, with the telepath people, the ESP people, he's like, he said his middle name wrong, and in this episode he clarifies and said, yeah, they made me so confused, I forgot my own middle name. Little things like that, little nods. I also have to shout out probably my favorite character in Star Trek, and I consider Star Trek Continues canon. I just consider this to be the 4th and final season of TOS. I'm probably more familiar with it too, since I've seen it much more recently. It's much more fresh in my mind. They introduce basically an experimental ship's counselor, Dr. McKenna, played by Michelle Specht. Here we go. Here is a shot right here. I'm going to pull this up full screen for you guys. There she is, just gorgeous, wonderful actress. She's funny. She's brilliant. I love getting to see these sort of characters. They're just absolutely amazing. Here, you know what? So you guys can see my expression. We're gonna do this while we have this on screen. She's gorgeous. She's so strong and witty and wise and compassionate and caring. She is everything I would expect to be the best and brightest counselor that they sent off on the ship for an experiment. There's an amazing episode, like the first introduction of this character. She knows how Kirk is. She has an interaction with Kirk. Kirk's having some issues, some problems. And she knows exactly how to let him come to her, because he's a proud guy. He might see needing help as a weakness. And she knows that about him. She's so wise and brilliant and wonderful. But enough about like the episode that we're not reviewing. Go watch Star Trek Continues. Please, 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 if you haven't. In this scene, she's basically you're kind of figuring out that she has like a bit of a almost romance with Spock. They meditate together. It kind of establishes that she's helping Spock to kind of come to terms with a lot of his emotions, because he is half human, and she's kind of trying to let him open himself up to that and let her in as well. And they're kind of there's all these wonderful little moments here and shots where they even zoom in where they grab each other's hands. It doesn't have a keyframe, darn it. Just all these little wonderful moments that you can see in these characters' expressions. And this actor here, Todd Haberkorn, I'm saying his name wrong. This guy's, why did they get this guy to play Spock? He's good at it. He gets the subtle, he gets the emotion right. And Spock has always had some level of emotion, but you could see it kind of in his eyes. These new Vulcans on Discovery don't do that, but this guy gets it. This guy I really, really like is Spock. there's just so many amazing things. Like this Andorian, wonderful, wonderful shot. This looks like an Andorian, and we have the screen. We have everything so perfect. We have wonderful ship porn. There's so much amazing stuff in this, and I could go on and on for days. Perfect replica of the transporter. I love Star Trek Continues. I love the cheesiness of this. They basically, in this plot, they find there's people on this planet. They're sent over to this planet because, you know, they I guess they were tracking a Romulan or something. They go down this planet. This is so the set, the background, the transporter, Chris Doohan, the son of Scotty, real Scotty. Just the way these rocks look, they're sparkly, they're glittery. That is Star Trek to me. Everything is perfect. I just keep ranting and raving about this. To this thing. This is Star Trek. This is Star Trek. That is how Star Trek looks. It's a little corny, a little cheesy. The fight sequences are a little corny. The effects are that matches. I don't need updated. This is Star Trek. Right there, to every little effect, everything they do, they try. This is a love letter to Star Trek. So we also see this woman here. She's a telepath or an empath or an esper. They call them espers. So many names for the same type of thing. But so this is a tie-in to I can't remember the name of the episode. It's a tie-in to like the first episode of Star Trek, basically. It's that's one thing the series does so well. It ties into TOS perfectly. They pay attention to details. They pay attention to crew members who weren't originally dealing with you know, the espers. Sally Kellerman played one of them. They deal with this stuff so perfectly. You know, they're like, oh, and since you two weren't here, and since Smith was there touching the person's hand, yes, they do everything right. This is me just rambling about how much I love this. Also, I love this actor too, who they bring in here. This is the Cass Anvar from The Expanse. I haven't really watched The Expanse. I love this actor in this. Like he's really great. He's playing a Romulan here, and full spoilers as the plot continues. He's actually a Vulcan Esper married to this woman, and of course it's a huge trap. This woman goes to evil, like zero to evil, like just like that. It's amazing. There is nothing about this that I don't love. You know, there's even a great fight scene where Kirk gets his shirt ripped. Is it here? Oh, it's before. It was before that. You get your fight sequence here. They got the music going. He gets his shirt ripped. It's so corny and cheesy, and it's wonderful. This is Star Trek. This is perfect. And you know, yeah, it's a little cheesy. It's supposed to be. It's the 60s. It's supposed to be the 60s. Like I said, love letter to the series. They get every detail right that they can. They get the light. They even have moments when Kirk's giving monologues. Vic Mignogna. A lot of people who are part of the whole anime gate and Vic Mignogna stuff. If you guys have not checked out Star Trek Continues, please do. Especially if you're just curious about, you know, seeing him in motion there, because he embodies Kirk so well. This is another detail that I love about this episode. So they brought in the daughter of the original actress who played the original Romulan in TOS to play the same character that her mother played. Spock goes behind Kirk's back and calls in a favor for the Romulans because they're ordered over the neutral zone to go and pursue a ship of espers. They're pursuing the ship the Congo because the espers took the Congo. And and Spock goes and calls in the Romulans because he has a rapport with her because they know each other. They have a history. Tie-ins to TOS all over the place. And we see more of Dr. McKenna being very much she's being very compassionate, very kind to this woman, even though Kirk and everybody has now found out that this woman is actually kind of evil. So she goes from nice to evil, and just like that. Ship porn. We get the Romulan ship, and we get the Enterprise. We get all these wonderful things. The view screens look perfect. The costumes are perfect. There's nothing not perfect about this. I mean, it is Star Trek. I do have to comment a little bit on Grande Mahara. If you guys don't know him, he's on Mythbusters. He was one of the Mythbusters. He plays Sulu in this incarnation of Star Trek, and it's kind of, for me, it's a little distracting because I did watch everything ever of Mythbusters. He does a good job though. He's fine. It's just that's the only kind of, he's the only one who really hams it up a bit. Well, Chekhov hams it up a bit too. And Bones, yeah, I guess sometimes the actors ham it up a little bit. Grant, he's doing his best though. He's not like an actor, I don't think. He's doing okay though. Man, everything about this, just technology wise, is wonderful. So this is part one. We go off into part two. Now I'm gonna get some more screenshots of you for part two. There's just nothing. I can't say enough good things about Star Trek Continues. There's just, even the way they conclude the series, right? So we find out that, I'm giving you guys away the whole entire plot here. We find out that this girl, she's been kind of sprinkled into this series. She's Smith, I guess Ensign Smith. She was in the original, like the character was in the original. She's holding hands with one of the Espers from Star Trek TOS, right? And she ends up getting some of the power as a residual because they have to travel all the way to the barrier. She ends up getting some of the power, but she had to go back to have it activated. Dude, for a throwaway character that was barely even in the series, to bring back and give this character such a huge arc, like, and we know pretty much all the Espers are pretty much evil at this point, except like maybe one, and Kirk does the right thing. She's saved them all from the bad ones on the bridge. He puts her immediately in sick bay. As you would, like the second somebody starts acting weird, you send him to sickbay. Perfect bit of Star Trek right there. And then of course we get some more Spock's emotion development because he's trying to fool around with the Romulan. There's just, everything is good. Everything is good about this. The costumes are perfect. There's, I don't want to spoil everything for you, but of course, one of the things that they did in Star Trek Continues, from what I've heard, is that they end up killing off all these other characters to kind of line up with continuity, ones that aren't going to be in the motion picture. So, of course, we lose Smith, we lose Dr. McKenna. Huge, oh my god. This is why I don't do a lot of positive reviews, because it's really hard for me to like get my thoughts together. But I love talking positively about these. They basically trick Dr. McKenna to sending herself over to the Esper ship because the Enterprise splits. It splits from the top to the bottom section because the Espers are trying to like jam signals and stuff, but they can't jam three ships. So they have the Romulan ship, and then they have the Enterprise saucer, and then the Enterprise, the other section. So they're trying to like do all these awesome like space battle-y things. I even skipped over the cool thing where they used the Romulans' singularity drive to kind of piggyback off the warp drive. There's all kinds of awesome stuff in this, dude. You guys got to check this out. I'm not even doing this justice. I'm giving you away every single plot point, and I'm not even doing it justice for like the emotion and the depth. And I feel bad. I think I need to maybe edit this down or something. Yeah, we get so much good ship porn. We get Spock's development. We get this development of Spock's character where he knew he had to make this emotional decision of, okay, they trick them into sending Dr. McKenna over by saying, yeah, we have the entire crew in the cargo bay, you know, send her over and we won't space them all these 400 people. So of course Dr. McKenna's like, I need to go. What if I can save these people? What if they're not lying to us? What if they're alive? I need to save these people. I'm trained in this. I'm a counselor. And Spock's like, I don't want to make this call. And she's like, make it. It's fine. I can, make the emotional call. Because, logic would say, well, we don't have any actual proof that there's people here. You might be tricking us because they can trick their sensors and stuff. They give Spock such a good arc here where he had to make that decision. And this horrible, touching, like, just in tears scene where we're seeing Dr. McKenna. They try and beam her out. They can't beam her out in time before the Esper ship blows up. So it's like agony. It's like 500 years of sitting there knowing she's going to destabilize right in front of her eyes. It feels like forever. You're just like in agony, like, oh my god, it's Dr. McKenna. Because I loved this character too. This was like a great character. This is how you do a strong female character. And of course they thank her and get ya. So the other thing that I love about this, it ties right into the motion picture. That's not my favorite. I'm not the biggest motion picture fan. Of course, Wrath of Khan and Star Trek 4 are more my thing, but we get this is in Star Trek Continues. This, where they have the camera still, you can see everything. It looks like the time it's supposed to look. This is how you do it. Oh Lord! So we get the nice kind of wrap up. This scene is kind of how they kind of brought back Archer on Enterprise. I couldn't think of his name. Basically, like, they're saying, yes, was your mission a success? Yes, we lost all these people. At what cost? It's kind of like the same type of story that they told in Enterprise, where Archer came back and he's like, yeah, we lost so many people. Is this the right thing to do? Should we be out here? At what cost? All this stuff. And I love that they gave that to Kirk, because Kirk definitely deserved that. And I consider Vic to be Kirk in this. He is just as good as Shatter, in my opinion. Just his emotions, his mannerisms. If you guys only know him from anime, watch him versus Captain Kirk. He does a perfect job. I don't like that they have the Discovery there. I have to say, I don't like that they have the Discovery there. I will give them credit that that's the original one before the redesign, before they cut out the saucer section. I don't like that they have the Discovery there. But here we get to see him give a speech to whoever. They tie it in, and they start doing basically the motion picture. And of course it ends on, where's everybody going? Kirk, Spock, and Bones. And then they kind of slowly bring it into the lighting and the feel of the motion picture. And this is probably the camera work, they got it right, dude. They got it right. So I'm just rambling at this point. I really feel like I'm just rambling, but that's what happens when I give positive reviews. This is why I'm a rant channel. I've really enjoyed going through, rewatching, and reviewing this. They're probably gonna copyright claim me for this, because I think CBS technically owns this because of all the fan film kerfuffle. I love using the word kerfuffle. But just look at this. This is Star Trek. This is a perfect way to end TOS. I hope I haven't been saying TNG. And he gets the captain's log. Yeah, so I don't want to gush too much longer, but man, 10 out of 10. 1000% 10 out of 10 for that one, because Star Trek Continues, to me, it just hits all of the right notes of TOS. It hits the cheesy, it hits the corny, it hits the exact feels. It's like they stopped making Coca-Cola or something for a decade or 20 or 30 or 40 years, and you still remember how it tastes, and you still remember how it feels and how it makes you feel. And then you go and you find, hey, this new thing is made by people who had the original recipe and had all the right heart and love, and it tastes just like the thing I love. It tastes just like Coke. That is what Star Trek Continues is. It is exactly a perfect way to end TOS, in my opinion. I want to do more of these. Do you guys want to see me do more Star Trek Continues? Because I can sit there and watch that all day. I would happily sit there and watch that other than Discovery or any of the other garbage Trek that's out there. I mean, meaning basically the JJ Trek. That's only the real garbage Trek. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you so much, Daniel, over on Patreon. I really, really appreciate, and I thank you for allowing me to review this and rewatch this. It really means a lot to me. I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!